Mary Maloney is a kind of loving housewife. She is 6 months pregnant. She is eagerly waiting for her husband, who is a senior police officer. The time is nearly 5 p.m. She looks at the wall clock again and again just to comfort herself with the thought that her loving husband will be home soon. Yes, now Patrick Maloney, her husband, comes home, but it seems he is very busy. Mary asks him about the food for dinner, but Patrick is restless and he has got some important matter to tell her. He asks her attention and tells her something. He shares a very vital information, some news which is not bearable. She is frozen with fear to hear it, having been shocked with that news. However, mechanically she goes to the kitchen to prepare dinner. She opens the fridge and sees a frozen leg of a lamb. While coming back from the kitchen, Mary finds her husband standing near the door facing the other side. Deep in her unconsciousness, all her emotions start working. She goes near her husband and raises the frozen piece of meat and brings it so forcefully down on his head. Patrick Maloney is hit. He sways and struggles to balance and then falls dead on the floor. While falling, he happens to fall on a table which overturns and makes a loud noise. The noise and disturbance creates an echo in her heart. She wakes up from a sleep. Her dreamy mindscape cracks with the lighting of a terrible realization. As the wife of a police detective, she now knows the simple fact that she will be jailed. But what about her unborn child? Do they punish the child of criminal mother also? What is the law? She doesn't know. Anyway, she doesn't want to take the risk. She thinks fast. She goes to kitchen and keeps the ridiculous piece of meat in a pan over the oven and turns it on high. She washes her hands and rushes to the bedroom. In front of the mirror, she acts out. "Hello, Sam." And she smiled. The smile was not good enough. So again she practiced. Now it's fine. She goes out to the grocery shop. She talks with the shop owner and creates a very good impression and of course, buys the essential things and comes back. While coming back, she told herself in a very dramatic way, "See, Mary, nothing unusual has happened in your house. But if by chance you happen to see something strange, then she must burst out in the most natural way." True, she re-entered the house, humming a tune. Then she happens to see Patrick lying on the floor. "Patrick," she calls, "how are you, darling?" But there is no response from the dead person. She realizes the truth that he is no more. She starts crying, and when she cries, she feels an unusual and special surge of real emotions. A genuine passion for him. She acts smart. She goes quickly to make a phone call to the police station. Patrick, my husband is dead. Come fast." Within minutes the police arrive. They question their colleague's wife gently, and Mary innocently answers their questions. "Do you have a big spanner in your house?" There may something like that in the garage. The officers search for the weapon with the thought, "Get the weapon, you have got the man." More officials, medical professionals and forensic experts arrive. More police personnel and detectives enter the field. The body is removed on a stretcher. The officers ask her to go to another house. She disagrees, says she is comfortable here. The investigation continues. It's getting late. The officers get tired of their work. She acts out really now. She calls someone, asks for a drink, then persuades the officers to have some drink for themselves. She suddenly remembers the fact that she had put on something on the oven, the leg of a lamb. She requests one of the officers to put off the stove, and then requests them to finish that piece of meat, which may be properly cooked by now. They disagree, but she insists. Personally, she says, she cannot eat anything that was there when her husband was there, so she persuades them to eat the meat. The officers were evidently hungry. They eat. Slowly they are having a nice time with meat and drinks. The officers, while enjoying good food and drinks, talks in between. One of them says the killer might have dropped the weapon in the premises, so it may be easy to find the weapon. Another person says maybe it is right under our noses. Mary Maloney couldn't but choose to chuckle silently at his dramatic irony. Yes, the officers were eating up the weapon rather than searching for it.
Black comedy, or black humor, morbid humor, or gallows humor is a style of comedy that makes light of a subject matter that is generally considered taboo or painful to discuss. Such writers of black humor explores even vulgar issues and provoke discomfort, serious thoughts, or amusement among their readers. They may discuss themes like death, crime, poverty, suicide, war, sexuality, discrimination, etc. in a very light-hearted way. This story ends in a scene of morbid or black humor.
Irony is a powerful literary device. There are 3 types of it: verbal, dramatic, and situational. 1. Dramatic irony is when the audience knows more than the character. 2. Situational irony occurs when there is a difference between what is expected to happen and what actually happens. All these kinds of irony that can be found in Lamb to the Slaughter. There is verbal irony in the title of the story, situational irony when Mary uses the leg of lamb to kill her husband, and dramatic irony when the police officers eat the leg of lamb.
The title Lamb to the Slaughter can be justified because it refers to the multiple layers of meaning in the story. Title refers to the literal fact that Mary murders her husband with a frozen leg of lamb. It can also refer to the pregnant Mary as an innocent lamb sacrificed to her husband's desire for a divorce. It can refer, too, to Mr. Malone being slaughtered by his wife. Then Patrick becomes the lamb that is slaughtered without any trace of evidence.